Before I could get a word in, the shop owner grabbed me by the arm and shouted to them, "What are your punks doing? Get away from our Yarrick lady!" I'll never forget that.
Yarrig. She didn't even say Kjerg. Hello. Welcome back to Arknights. Thank you for everyone who's commented. Got a lot of info on things that I should keep in mind and like do next and stuff like that. And one thing that I was told a couple times actually is Granny and the Knight's treasure is very important to a lot of lore and these other side stories. Was it Granny and the Lost Treasure? I think it was this one. And it's good that I'm gonna do that one next then. I was also told that if you look at Ensha, she does have signs of oripathy on her. Cliff art. Yeah, that diamond right there. You can barely see it, but there's like glowing around it. So that is her mark of oripathy right there. I didn't even see it when I first looked for it, but that's cool. Someone pointed out that if you look at the diamonds again, you'll be able to see oripathy. Hey, and you were right. So it's very, very tiny. You barely notice it, but it's there. That's crazy. But without further ado, let's get into the story. I'm gonna do the next two. I think that my plan for right now is to play one and then the next one immediately after that one, whether it's a story or another fighting part or anything like that, because that way I can make longer videos that way, and so it's more content for you guys to watch, but also it'll get me through the side stories quicker so I can get to the main stories again, because I needed to do chapter 3 really bad in order to I really need to do this so that I can upgrade my command center more, because I was told that that is also really important for money making. So I'm gonna be speeding up the series for the side stories a little bit. But let's get into it. We're back here. Status report. Things aren't quite right. The doctor's guess was a hit. A lot of people are gathered over here. Are they setting out for the factories? Yes, I'm sure of it. Keep on their tails. Keep me informed. Roger. Roger. I can't do a female voice at all. My voice is too deep. And that'll conclude this factory's handover. Everything up till now has been as smooth as ice, thanks to your mediation, Doctor. I might have been a little neglectful beforehand. I'm very sorry for that. Don't mind it. I'm just a scholar. No need to be so humble. There's plenty still to come that'll require your guidance. One moment. Do you have a qualm about this, General Valet? An ambush. Oh. That's General Valet for you. Who are you? We're here to get an explanation. Wise and the Doctor should have just conveyed to the subject's representatives the steps Karlan Trade's taking. There must have been some misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? Sorry, Mr. Chester. I think you don't get it. Sir Enciodes was tricked by this foreigner. Come again? We were all kept in the dark. We only realized what was happening when someone told us. Mr. Chester, you should know this foreigner's original purpose in Kjerg was to advise on oripathy and infected handling methods. What's your point? Our informant is never wrong. This foreigner's already in cahoots with Arknights, and it's your job to keep eyes on this guest, General Valet. Everyone knows Arknights and the Vampyr court were never happy with how Sir Enciodes opened up Kjerg. The foreigner is going to stay. The factory spread oripathy as an excuse to shut them forever with gross slander against the Lord. You're the one speaking slander. The Palaroches would never stoop such unsightly lows. The Palaroches and the Vampyr court are all tied up. You don't think anything unsightly? You don't think enough people have lost their lives? Father, are you alright? Come, drink it.
Drink and all will be better. Karagonner's tears will cleanse this taint the Shigata have left.
What proof do you have? Huh? You're asking me to prove your own misdeeds? Doctor, this isn't true. What do you think? I mean, I'll ask him what he thinks.
Don't think you can smooth talk your way out of this.
There's only one thing you need to say. Justify yourself to us. Guards, protect our guests. Take them away.
Get that foreigner now.
Hey, Sharp.
Where did you come from?
It's not safe here. Time to run, Doctor. The Ursus operator lifts you onto her shoulders and leaps into the forest in a giant bounds. That's hilarious. She's just like, come on. Piggyback ride. You can stop running. Put me down. Oh, alright. I need to reiterate, Doctor. No matter what plans you have, this is far too dangerous. You probably don't remember, but I've told you the same thing many, many times before. Believe me, I believe you. Anyone can make mistakes, even me. If you're willing, I hope you can make my work a bit easier on me. The possibility's not high, but what would have happened? What would you have done if more professional combatants were snuck into that attack? If they brought crossbows, what then? Don't worry, their goal isn't to kill me. I'll report the situation to the doctor. Captain Sharp and I followed your confidant's message, heading separately to the Browntails residence and the Silver Ashes factories to pursue suspicious personnel. Our trail ended up converging into one, surprisingly enough. These people were very likely incited by the Browntails. Agitating civilians and smearing the competition are both common schemes, but they're crude. Seems it's to stir the conflict between me and the Silver Ashes. Seems to stir conflict between Palroches and the Silver Ashes. Probably that one's most likely. But it's also probably a trap. What do you mean? Their equipment and combat strength aren't up to par. It's not even enough to get them out in one piece. Suppose they were arrested and interrogated, and they gave up their source. Then it would look bad for the Browntails? That's not the whole of it. We're lacking intel. We still can't see the full picture of this incident. No way to actually lock onto the hidden orchestrator or their goals. The one thing we can be sure of is someone wants to disturb the Tri-Clan relations. That is to say, they want to shatter the Snow Realm's overall stability. Circumstances are exceptionally dangerous for outsiders like you, Doctor. What do we do now, Doctor? Should we think of some way to make it back first? It's not time yet. The incident's far from over. That's right. This charade's just one small part in the giant storm. But my duty's clear-cut. I'm getting you out of danger, Doctor. I'm going to get more info. I'm going to evade capture. I'm going to stop whoever's stirring up the clans. I think that I'm going to say that one. I have to remind you, Doctor. This may have long grown beyond your plans. But since you're so determined and seeing as you have a good grasp on things, we won't stop you. At this point, do you plan on telling Courier and Matterhorn, and especially Cliffheart, considering they're all Silver Ashes? I don't know. No. Agreed. I'm sorry to Cliffheart, but now that we're here, it's hard for me to fully trust Courier and Matterhorn. For now, take me back. Is there anyone else? None. They've all been suppressed. Then what about the doctor? Whereabouts? We saw someone taking the doctor away, running into the forest. Damn! You lot, with me! There better not be a single scratch on... Is it me you're looking for? Ah, so you're... I thought you... You thought I ran? That was a difficult situation there, and I lost sight of you. I hope you can forgive me. I made a mockery of myself when I should have, by all rights, have prioritized your safety. As you can see, the people here have all been contained. Don't move. Settle down. Do you think we don't know Don't think we don't know. You're just here to frame Sir Enciodes. You self-righteous hypocrite. Pah! Bro? Oh, what? Laura, why are you here? Bro, what are you doing? Why are you mixed up with these people? That's my boss. Leave it. Now's not the time. Understood, Captain. To be honest, I have nitpicks with Karlan Trade's factory safety measures. What? The exhaust pipes are too close to the construction area. The layout's pure nonsense. The protective gear given to workers is too low coverage. The Reginium transport channels aren't secure enough. I'll say the protective gear. Have you told Sir Enciodes about that? You're a nasty piece of work after all. It's the truth. I don't quite understand, so I have no way to judge if what you say is true. But it sounds at least somewhat reasonable. I'll never believe your vile lies. I want you to behave or else. Have you given a thought to the sort of punishment you'll face for attacking an outside guest of honor in the Vampyr clan territory? Jesus. So long as it's for Sir Enciodes. The Silver Ash's guest attacked by the Silver Ash's subjects? Is there any way this won't smear the Silver Ash reputation? Is this how you repay Sir Enciodes? Think about it. Bro, you used to be so cool-headed. What happened? Forget it. You wouldn't understand if I told you. General Valais, let these people go. What? As you see, my subordinate has a relative here. This is a misunderstanding. Don't make it any bigger. Yeah, I think that's the answer. Consider it compensation for your mistake there. Really all it is? I'm not convinced. You know what? Forget it. Listen up, all of you. If it wasn't for guest altruism, you'd all be in for a canning before the day is out. Reflect on your actions. Don't think you'll buy us off just like that, you rotten. Leave it. Leave it. We're out of here. Don't disgrace the Silver Ashes any more than that. At least the leader's smart. The furious subjects slowly leave, wearing expressions of disappointment and spite as they go. The most vitriolic clash, for the moment, has been diffused. A heavy blizzard is gathering at this moment, and that much you're sure. It's like the calm before the storm. Inscrutable. That was a short reading part.
I suppose you've already got a plan.
Always.
A new challenge.
I'll place this here. Well, actually, no. Let's place her there.
Follow me! Come on, let's pick up the pace!
Then I can place Gavielle here.
Who needs healing? Come over!
And then she'll heal both of them, and whoever I place right here. They might just walk through right there, but I'll just save Dagenbrecker to place right there if that happens.
Don't get yourself killed, dummy! Heaven blue!
Icefield Caster. A caster who has been secluded themselves in the mountains to research arts techniques. Attacks 2 targets at once. After 2 attacks, the next target inflicts cold. Oh! Gains status resistance. Okay.
Don't get yourself killed, dummy!
This next one's gonna hit hard.
Rock and roll!
Attack speed. Okay. And because I don't have someone right there, he's only attacking her right now.
Feels bad to lose your target, doesn't it?
There.
Mirage!
Okay. So far, so good.
Don't get yourself killed, dummy!
Don't get yourself killed, dummy. I can probably place Cruise.
Rock and roll!
Do I have Gavielle's?
Where do you
Wait,
need
I don't, do I? Fuck, okay. I mean,
How soon do you want them gone?
good luck getting through Dagenbrecker.
Come on, let's pick up the pace! Here I am!
Okay, so far so good. I need to activate her AoE heal.
Haha, losing
I keep
sight.
forgetting to do that. Her buff slash heal.
Rock and roll! Coming!
Still, Malik, still talking yourself in the past?
Yeah, that was easy. I mean, this team that I made with a bunch of 3 stars is so nice, because everything's cheap. I get to place them out quick, and then they actually survive quite a bit of an abuse. Quite a bit of abuse. Hey, did you hear? Supposedly the guest of honor we were keeping an eye on, the doctor or whatever, was attacked by Silver Ash's people. You only just heard about it? The news is everywhere. Then why don't you tell me what the hell is going on? Wasn't this doctor person invited by Enciodes himself? Well, that version of the stories the version of the story I've heard is, the attackers apparently thought that the doctor went over, Arknights offered some under the table, after the doctor went over, Arknights offered some under the table deals. That would make sense for them to stress about, but it's still unreasonable to just attack without hearing anyone out first. Huh? Master Arknights wouldn't do something like that. Dumbass. Can't you tell it's obviously nonsense made up by the attackers? Yeah, they just wanted a reason to attack you for taking Gnosis' place. If you ask me, after finding out that Arknights is going to be hosting the Doctor, Enciodes is trying to set up Arknights. That also would make sense. But, so the thing is Monch sent the soldiers after us under Gnosis' command. So is Gnosis and Sir Enciodes still working together? Like, he told Gnosis to go do that, and like they're just setting up a pretense in front of everyone that he's fired and they hate each other now. Because in the Rights Lake Silburnahers, they're like best friends still. So I wonder if they're like just putting up a front that he was fired, and that like he said like he was officially fired at that meeting in front of all those people to like get people off of him. I don't know. Maybe the people behind the attack were sent by Enciodes too. Yeah, that makes sense. Just as you said. Then why are we spending all this time keeping tabs on this doctor? They're probably not in cahoots with Enciodes. Oh? Am I locked back in my room? I didn't fully understand you before, so I ask your forgiveness if I have offended you in any way. As your Enciodes' honored guest, I should be watching my words. But something doesn't add up about this attack made against you. Indeed, it doesn't add up. Someone's pulling the strings. I can't determine what the purpose would be. Their actions aren't exactly reasonable. Someone's pulling their strings. Enciodes. No, he doesn't stand to gain anything from this. I have my own ideas about who's behind it, but... well said. Valace, we always said you were a skilled tactician and had a good head on your shoulders, but looked like you still have a lot to learn from the Doctor. You're exactly right, sir. Oh, right, Valace. Pass this message on for me. My men don't need to keep watch over the Doctor anymore. Just focus on guarding our territory. As for the guards the Doctor brought along, they'll be allowed to come and go freely from now on. Yes, sir. At least he's seeing reason now. I just happened to overhear a bit of your conversation from the hallway. I don't have any interest in your guessing games, but I might be able to offer you some clues. Karagonder is our witness, Doctor. I apologize for the rudeness. The Palarosh clan, on my name as the head of House Palarosh, I swear to Karagonder that I was not the one who instigated this attack. If you are willing to believe me, let me reassure you that there are absolutely no scoundrels in the Palarosh clan that would carry out such a malicious attack behind my back. Thank you for your trust, Arknights. Yeah, I trust him. He seems too simple. He seems like just hit head on rather than take like the side routes and like everything, so... I never said anything about trusting you, Doctor. But at least I am certain now that you aren't up to any mischief. Doctor, I may not be much of a philosopher, but even a rough around the edges man like me can smell that there's something unusual brewing in Karag. The damned Enciodes, suddenly talking about ceding power back to the Sanctus, then driving Gnosis away, and putting you in this position. And someone attacked you in the midst of it all. Let me be honest. I can't help but to suspect that Enciodes is up to no good, even if he hasn't shown the slightest flaw in what he's doing. But I'm not going to sit around and wait for the land granted to us by Karagonder to fall into danger. In that case, Arknights, what is it? Us making amends could also mean, if our enemy is able to predict your response... If our enemy was able to predict your response. Us making amends could also mean then they no longer need to use me as a smokescreen. They've finished their preparations and there's not much time left. What? Well, I was correct. Boom! A massive explosion goes off in the distance. The people outside whisper amongst each other, debating whether or not it is going to snow. The people inside lowers their head without a word, shouldering an intangible burden. That explosion could have shaken the snow off the cliffs and caused an avalanche. Gnosis Edelweiss, Madame Ratado's Browntail. It seems I've finally earned the privilege of talking to you face to face. You can't fool me with that feigned humility, Gnosis. You are plenty smart yourself. Let there be no shady dealings between honest people. If you didn't want something from me, you would not have been trying to meet me again and again. Huh. If you're just trying to assert your dominance here, then I do believe it is time for me to bid thee farewell. Don't be in such a hurry, Gnosis. I have a few questions for you. When I first heard that the Edelweiss clan followed Enciodes back to Kjerg, I frankly was not too surprised. I thought you either had some evidence to prove that the Edelweisses would not be adverse to the Silver Ash clan, or perhaps you had something to hold over Enciodes. But neither you nor Enciodes have said anything about what happened back then. Will you still allow the Silver Ashes to rebuke you for your shamelessness? What keeps you going? I'm curious. He promised me a future. A future? Kjerg's future. An emerging industrial country that would allow me to utilize my talent in research without fear of plagiarism, misuse, or suppression. That's all? Needless to say, I never expected you to understand in the first place, Ratados. You will never be a researcher after all. It may be difficult for you to understand how thrilling it is to freely explore the innovation and application of technology, backed by plenty of resources and privilege to be given a legitimate purpose. So that's the deal you struck. You give him your skills and he provides you a stage? And then what? Surely you aren't going to tell me that he pushed you out and made you take the fall just to protect himself? Is that all Karlan Trade's cost-benefit analysis amounts to? You seem to have a lot of faith in Karlan Trade. Why didn't you accept the offer to work under Sir Enciodes 2 years ago? Don't be ridiculous! No matter how powerful Enciodes is, he cannot change the faith that has been deeply rooted in the bones of our people for thousands of years. Karlan Trade can only grow as big as the Tri-Clan Council and the Vampyr Court allow, and it is impossible for Kjerg to industrialize. Wait, so he's found a new bargaining chip? Exactly. There was no way for Enciodes to turn the people of Kjerg against Kjergander, so he had to reach a compromise. But he's been stuck there for far too long. No matter how many times I tried to push him, he seems indifferent. Until there finally came an opportunity to turn things around. Encha's oropathy symptoms are under control, and though there still isn't a cure, she was able to return to him alive and well, and excitedly told him that it might be possible to deepen cooperation with an outside party to better control the spread and harm of oropathy at a lower cost. No, Enciodes wouldn't. Of course not. Once the gate to Kjerg is open, it cannot be completely sealed again. The number of infected living in Kjerg will only increase. This is the reality of our world. During the process of Kjerg's continued development, the ability to deal with oropathy will ultimately become a new bargaining chip. He is about to make the people of Kjerg decide between faith and technology, and faith alone will no longer protect them from oropathy. Empty rhetoric! There's no proof! Come with me then. Bring your people along, including those who can fight. I will show you something.
Your face just now, it seems the expression folds of a feather flock together is indeed true.
Why would he want to get between them and their faith, though? Like, it doesn't seem like a good plan at all. Because he's just going to get more people to hate him then. And obviously, by the time that Lake Silbernaher's part happens, they still pray to Kjergander, obviously. So, they even made a fucking statue for her, but like, He also did it so he could build warships, I guess. So maybe they find a way to make the two correlate. Mountain snow is coming. Reality is more terrifying than fiction. And man-made disasters is more unpredictable than natural disasters. Hey. Did you come all the way out to the boonies to dig up something good for me? For death and destruction, naturally. Keep running your mouth. Though, as long as I'm on the giving side of death and destruction, I'm alright. Almost here. Do you still remember anything about this place, Redatos? If memory serves me right, this road leading out of Keurig has long been abandoned since the wind and snow took down the bridge. Blizzards are frequent, and even reinforced bridges are hard to secure. The people have all but given up on redeveloping the roads here. How many hands do you have at the Turicum Pass? Allow to let me know who and what Enciodes deals with every day. Then do you know how much military equipment and personnel has passed into Keurig under your nose lately? Are you saying that Enciodes bypassed Turicum and opened a railway out in a place like this? That's ludicrous. Look, it's coming. But that road leads straight down into a canyon. Not anymore. Impossible! Tools were used to enclose the bridges, cracks and load-bearing structures into the cliffs on both sides. To avoid prying eyes and ears, the structure extends from the mountain to form a bridge only when a train is about to pass. Such a simple idea, yet incredibly intricate to implement. I bet. A pity that I didn't come up with it. The fresh snow... Whoa, why is it zooming in now? The fresh snow on the ground shudders imperceptibly, and a faint sound gradually grows stronger. The bridge's bearing springs to life with a spark of light, just as the light of civilization shines into Keurig. The head of the train gallops over the bridge, segment after segment, following behind it. Flames begin to dance as if awakened by the weight of the train. The youth turns to face the crowd and snaps his fingers. Holy fuck! The burning light suddenly expands, becoming brighter and warmer, engulfing several carriages in the middle of the train like a bonfire on a festival night. Finally, unable to swallow what it had engulfed, the flames brutally split the carriage with a deafening roar. Scintillating metallic objects splash forth like fireworks, clinking and clattering against the tenacious and resilient steel bars of the bridge before plummeting straight down. A fur shawl dances in the flames' wake, but the sophisticated tactical suit seems indifferent. Not a soul knows if all of this happened too quickly, or if the spectacle simply paralyzed the senses. Everyone who witnessed the scene unfolding can only stare blankly and wordlessly for a while. That's crazy. Only the young man flourishes his arts unit nonchalantly, the snow rippling around him in waves. He activates his arts, letting a dazzling standard issue military saber gently slide down next to his feet. With but a gesture of his hand, the weapon is already in his grasp. Victorian craftsmanship. It's quite sharp. This vague, wispy blue texture. I wonder if you've ever seen any similar metals in Silver Ash's quarries. Let's get to the point. You want to get information about Enciodes from me, and I want to use the Browntail's power against him. As I said from the very beginning, I am not the only one here who needs to demonstrate goodwill. I am, after all, too familiar with how the Browntail clan does things. Should you find yourselves at a disadvantage, or even realize you cannot deal with the Enciodes at all, you'll capture me right away in an attempt to curry favor with him. But the time is short. Even I cannot estimate how many people Enciodes plans to bring in, and how many weapons. I need to act now and destroy his transport route before he has enough power to bring everything under the sun into Keurig. And beyond that, I need to cut off your retreat, as you all are now my accomplices. Even if you choose to surrender to Enciodes, you are all inextricably tied to today's explosion. After I seal off this path, Enciodes may well lack the manpower to fight Arknights head-on. Now, you no longer have a choice. Come! Arrest Gnosis! Easy now. Retardos. I take it this is your answer? No, Gnosis. You got one of your premises wrong. From the very beginning, I never trusted you. I never fallen that easily with a traitor. I've always wondered how you were always walking around all high and mighty, even after getting kicked out of the Karlan Trade. I always believed that Enciodes let you go because the information you have means nothing to him, and he expected you to backstab him. I assumed he was using you as an unwitting smoke bomb to mess with us, but that's no longer the case. How could he allow you to go around doing whatever you want, disclosing secrets like these? How could such a crucial route not be guarded by any garrison troops? You're right. We're talking about Enciodes here. He never let his guard down. Don't be too hasty. After all, their original mission was to cover up the traces left in the snow by the train.
Don't get too ahead of yourself, Gnosis.
Allow me to introduce you to the squad Enciodes has been training in secret. Codename Shigata. What did you say? Shigata? They shall be as the Shigata of ancient legend, not baptized in the glory of Kiargonder, challenging superstition with pure strength. The Shigata of legend that hide in the depths of the highlands, now snow-capped mountains. The wear disconcerting masks. Yeah, those, honestly, they have, I didn't really mention it in the other one, but they have a really cool model. And it's funny how civilized they are in the second one, because like here they're considered like barbarians almost. The wear disconcerting masks, tie huge bells to their bodies, and wrap animal pelts around them. Carrick children cry at the mention of their name, but they are nothing more than legends. The outfits worn by the troops in front of her bears little resemblance to the equipment scattered from the train. Seeing the masks on their face, Rotados cannot help but shiver.
The tolerance that the master afforded you was grossly repaid with betrayal. Round them up.
Rotados, it is your turn to show your loyalty. I'll remember this. There is about to be an accidental avalanche caused by a lightning strike. The subordinates secretly dispatched here by Enciodes are, unfortunately, about to disappear. So he's actually smart and against Enciodes is what it sounds like. But once again, I'm still thinking that he might just be working undercover for him, because in the second one, I don't know. The name of the squad was something like Shigata. There weren't many present, but seem to have all been taken alive by Rotatos. The other two Shigata, in charge of the freight train, survived, but were also locked up. That's the extent of what I saw. I'm confident I wasn't seen. Enciodes certainly would not see this as a simple natural disaster either. Doctor, over here! To avoid drawing the Silver Ash clan's suspicions, I will back out for now, and await the doctor's further instructions. Ensha! Hi, Clipart! Hey, I'm glad to see you're still kicking, Doctor. Sheesh! They told me I wouldn't be able to see you because you'd been tied up with official business or something. I was real worried that you'd be stuck with the Palaroches until the ceremony was over. Oh, but I heard that you're getting along well with Mr. Arknights? Not sure why that would surprise me, though. After all, you're really popular around Rhodes Island. Oh, right. Is there anything I can help you with, Doctor? I feel bad that it's been one thing after another since you came here, so I was thinking I could maybe run some errands for you. Can you help me protect Enciodes? You say hello to the Saintess for me. She won't be able to see the Saintess, which is the sad part, so say hello to the Saintess for me. My sister's been awfully busy lately. Even I haven't had a chance to see her. But if you really need me to, I can climb up the mountain and pay a secret visit. I just wanted to help you out, but I just made you worry even more about me. Can you tell me some Carrick folktales then? Like, about the Shigata? Whoa, where'd you hear that word? Well, it's actually an old legend that goes way back. Thousands of years ago, when Karagandr was protecting her people from the wind and snow, a group of mountain savages rejected her blessings. Among them, and she explains to Shigata, but it won't explain it to me. Whoa, Silver Ash Clan warrior. We've confirmed that several segments of track suffered similar damage. The losses have been tabulated, and repairing them will take some time. But more critically, of the points of access between Kerrig and the outside world, several of the routes have been completely under our control, have been cut off. In other words, outside forces will no longer be able to enter Kerrig without great effort. But we still have a relative abundance of various supplies and materials in our reserves. Enough to hold out while the tracks are being repaired. That's not the important part. Additionally, we've confirmed that Gnosis and Rutados have been in contact and have been lingering around our borders. Of course. And what of the Doctor? The Palarosh clan is no longer keeping a close watch on the Doctor. The guards are so discreet that we're unable to track them. Very well, you may go now. Yes, sir. Well done. I must admit, this came as a bit of a surprise, but Gnosis indeed has the capacity to pull something like this off. Your idea of trust is rather twisted. He bore the burdens of Karlan Trade for so many years, so it's only natural that he would have the ability to exceed my expectations in certain areas. This is not trust, but rather a base requirement, a requirement that the Silver Ash clan has of its associates. I always thought I would have the right to shoulder Karagandr's burden only when I was prepared to shoulder all of Kerrig. It has been too long since the Tri-Clan Council and the Vampyr Court left this burden. Don't tell me that why you and the Saintess have to shoulder all of Kerrig. She may eventually come to make the same choice, and I need to prepare for the next step. What's the next step? Huh? Wow, that was also really short. I mean, we might as well, right? Right? You. Before I forget again.
Leave the rear to me. Go show them what you're made of.
Have I leveled up your ability yet? I have not. Okay, let's do that a little bit. Let's get into it, people. Enya, I hope you will work to become the Saintess. Why? For Karlan Trade to go further in Kerrig, we need a Saintess, and this is the perfect opportunity. Why? Of course, things won't be so simple. You and I know exactly what the other two clans are planning, but I believe that as soon as you are touched by the snow, you'll pass the trials and become the Saintess. Enya, I know you can do it. What if I don't want to? What if I fail? Of all my arguments and doubts, I voiced not a single one, because I knew exactly how he would respond, just as always. You are a Silver Ash, Enya. Damn. Dear, would you look at that? Isn't that Sir Enciodes? Impossible. Tomorrow is the day of the Holy Hunt. The Master is surely preparing his offerings to the Saintess, so why would he be patrolling around his territory so early in the morning? Wait, that really is Sir Enciodes. I heard it used to be forbidden to ride burden beasts to Mount Karlan, especially those seeking an audience with the Saintess. They had to keep their palms together, eyes to the ground, head bowed in prayer from the moment they left home. Look at the Master now. Does he intend to follow the old tradition? Yeah, I've heard of that tradition before, but the Master, even someone of his status, intends to walk up the mountain one step at a time with his head bowed? What are you talking about? The Master is also a child of Karagandr. Don't tell me you're one of those Palarosh idiots who've forgotten the scriptures. What kind of fool do you take me for? That's not what I meant. I'm just worried about the Master. You know as well as I do that the other two clans are insatiable. The Master proposed to return to the Saintess to power, and they weren't too happy about that. They are jealous of all the progress that the Master has brought, and even sabotaged one of our railways. I heard they're in bed together now, working to keep Kerrig sealed. They wouldn't dare. Resorting to violence right before Karagander's eyes would anger her. Is there anything they wouldn't do? Today, the Master is walking through the streets unarmed. Tomorrow, the three clans will be sending their forces up the mountains to hunt. What kind of blasphemy could they possibly commit? Hush! You're going to invite misfortune if you keep talking like that. Oh, Karagander, please bless the Master with a safe journey. Oh, Karagander, please bless the Master with a safe journey. Enciodes, I didn't think we'd see any worshippers as devout as you in this day and age. My apologies, Mr. Pale. The Master is participating in an important ceremony and has to pray all the way there, so he cannot answer you right now. But allow me to offer you my regards on his behalf. No worries. I am the one at fault. Oh, Karagander, please forgive me. However, the road from Terracum to Karlan is long, and I'm afraid the others will be worried if they see Enciodes like this. Don't worry. The Master made up his mind to do this long ago. We'll protect him all the way. That's a relief. May Karagander bless Silver Ash. May Karagander bless you as well. So, it feels weird that they're saying that he wants to get rid of religion for technology when he's also doing the proper prayer methods. Like, he's doing exactly what they want him to, like what is expected of someone to meet with the Saintess. It always feels like the burden beasts. I've read that too many times in the first one, or the second one, I guess. The sequel. It always feels like the beasts start panicking before the hunt even begins. You can tell how the beasts are behaving just from looking out the window? From shifting in the snow. Ah, that being said, make sure you watch your feet tomorrow on the day of the Holy Hunt. The Great Elder is here. I have plenty of things to watch out for as it is.
Are you ready, Enya?
I prepared my luggage and my speech. Don't worry, Great Elder. This isn't the first time I've done this ceremony.
This one will be unlike anything in the past.
I heard that Enciodes is coming to visit Karagander.
It's good that he's willing to show piety at a time like this. Silver Ash also ordered a number of idols from the Vampyr court not long ago, and enshrined them in places that lacked them.
Did Enciodes really become so religious overnight? Saintess, whether or not his devotion is true is for her to judge. It is not our place. But even those ignorant to Karagander will be converted and pray to her after seeing a majestic aurora. Looking at things this way, to become devout overnight is actually a manifestation of her power.
Regardless of Enciodes' motivations, his conduct is beyond reproach. As long as he upholds the faith with his actions, then there is nothing for you to be concerned about, Saintess. In the end, all the people of Karag must bow to thousands of years of tradition.
I hope so.
Enciodes aside, the other two clan leaders will head up the mountain and wait. Since you will be accepting the transfer of power from the three clans, your speech will need to be more than just satisfactory. Whether during the Holy Hunt or the ceremony itself, if you seem to display any sort of bias towards three clans, people will immediately interpret that as a sign that a clan has gained or lost power.
I understand the significance of the bell that I hold, and have thought extensively about how to wield it. There's just one more thing. The hunting longbow. Please allow me to use it.
Enya, you are familiar with the records of the previous Saintesses, and should know that the Saintess is not required to personally join the hunt. Were you planning to use this longbow at the ceremony initiating the Holy Hunt?
Although the Saintess is not required to personally join the hunt, it should not be an affront to Karagander if she does so.
This has to be the tradition in the Vampyr court for thousands of years. You must not disregard your status, Saintess. The Saintess must accept the offerings of the three clans on behalf of Karagander, bestowing food upon Karagander's children in her place during the ceremony. What would it mean if the Saintess hunted the prey with her own hands? Besides, this isn't some kind of safari for your amusement.
You're right. In thousands of years, there has never been a precedent for the three clans to cede power to the Vampyr court. The transfer of power was originally meant as a peacekeeping measure. But these days, turmoil wells up beneath Mount Karlan, and the land meant to be handed to the Saintess is being senselessly torn apart. As if they are not afraid to blasphemize Karagander? Blasphemy, Karagander. Oh, okay.
Karagander's children need the Saintess to appease her anger and show her that the pious hearts of the people of Karag have not changed for thousands of years.
Maybe that what Karagander needs is a Saintess who can convey her wrath.
Don't invite ill omens within the temple.
And in addition, those who toil withhold power, and those who idle will suffer. Though the three clans are supposedly ceding their power to the Saintess, it is not for the sake of handing over any true authority. But in order to maintain the faith's standing, I cannot simply wait for the bounties of the three clans. I am not trying to portray them as incompetent, but rather leading by example.
If maintaining the faith's standing is what you care about, then it is impossible to speak of change.
Karagander's children have already moved forward. The prayers they offer to her are certainly different from what they offered 1,000 years ago. And surely she is not responding to them the same way she did 1,000 years ago. I heard that the master set off from the old Silverhash estate early in the morning and walked all the way here on his 2 feet, without resting or taking even a single sip of water. Dad, let's fetch a bowl of water for him. Follow the old ways, he cannot eat, drink, or sleep the entire way. But it's already been a whole day, Dad. Our town is only halfway to Mount Karlan. Holy shit. He's about to leave and the sun's going to set soon. Who knows what kinds of dangers are out there in the snow? Oh, he's coming. Silver Ash's team quietly passes through the street at dusk. Enciodes keeps his head bowed, his palms folded as he silently prays in the direction of Mount Karlan in the distance. Those who hear his footsteps peek out of the windows curiously, leave their doorways, and stand on both sides of the street. Dad, if I can't get him some water to drink, then I want to follow him to the foot of Mount Karlan. I decided to follow the master when he opened a factory to teach me about technology. Now that he is demonstrating his faith and going to worship at Mount Karlan, that makes me want to follow him all the more. Without a word, the people stand up, go down the stairs, and follow the Silver Ash guards into the snow. That's cool. Find your way through the snow. Oh shit, I didn't even
harder.
I'm gonna place Degenbrecker there. Wait. Motherfucker, I don't have the money for that. I'm gonna have to play Flametail here then.
Can your eyes keep up?
You here.
Follow me!
We're chilling.
Come on! Let's pick up the pace!
Okay. That was pretty good.
Who needs healing? Come over!
I feel Arts Fighter. Deal attack or deal arts damage upon death. Deal arts damage to all surrounding units and inflict cold. When shifted, lose HP proportionally to the distance moved. Oh, Shaw would have been good right there then.
Rock and roll! I'm listening. Barrage! Tail like a shooting star. That's what they say.
Oh, I should have placed Degenbrecker in our healing range. I mean, never mind. Never fucking mind, I guess.
Aim.
And then I could just place Ansel here to heal her.
Please hold on. Feels bad to lose your target, doesn't it?
Where do you need
What's
me?
her ability do again? Buff all allies in range immediately, restoring HP by 19% of Gabrielle's attack. By 46 of Gabrielle's attack when the HP is below 50%. Wow. Okay.
Heaven blue.
Yeah, okay. That's easy. Easy win! We win those! Oh, they're gonna
You
bum
want
rush
my
her?
opinion?
That was
You
definitely
want
an
my
idea.
opinion? Conviction will throw you off the
Yeah, that was definitely an idea.
Feels bad to lose your target,
come
doesn't
on.
it?
Waddle your sorry
want
ass
my
over here so she
opinion?
can shank you.
Still, Malik, use your weapon to
He survived. Mission accomplished. With 3 stars. Oh, I unlocked Kjar! Because now that's 12 stars. Nice! Oh, Enciodes. Sir, have some water. You haven't had so much as a sip since yesterday. You still have to hunt later. This is too... No need. But, this is my decision. Don't make me say this twice, Matterhorn. They're worried about him. Give it up, Matterhorn. You know better than anyone how stubborn Sir Enciodes is. You knew he wouldn't accept, so why ask? I must at least try. This is too risky. Risk and opportunity are two sides of the same coin. It's always been this way for us. All we have to do is listen to him. It's cold. The snowstorm is getting stronger, isn't it? He's taking too long. What a showy guy he must be to have... Whoa, okay. What a showy guy he must be to have the two other clans wait for him.
He's walking all the way here. That's not so bad if you ask me.
What a surprise. Are you commending him? From what I heard, Enciodes is enjoying quite the celebrity status on his way here. Arknights, you best be careful. Give it a few more days and Karagonder's most devout follower will be Enciodes instead of you.
Enough of your jabs, Ratados. I don't trust Enciodes, but if he does the right thing, who am I to argue? Now, if you brought me here just to say this, you'll have to excuse me.
I don't have so much free time on my hands, Arknights. I just wanted to remind you.
Remind me? There's nothing I need you, of all people, to remind me of.
Are you sure about that? Arknights bickering at each other isn't going to help us either. Given the circumstances, our families have the strongest ties.
I'm not the one who's bickering, Ratados. I don't like how you and Enciodes are always beating around the bush. I care about actions and nothing else.
You care about actions. Perfect then. Let's talk about the explosion 2 days ago.
What? Are you going to tell me that was the Browntails doing? Huh. I'm not falling for that. That's not your style. Or are you trying to say you know who's behind it?
What if I tell you I really do?
You're not kidding?
Definitely not. Why don't you take a guess who gave us a helping hand? Uh-oh. Munch! Just where did she go? Are you looking for me, madam? Do you really need to ask? You're usually pretty quick on your feet. Why are you wandering about like you're going to the park? Now, of all times, I told you we must be ready for this hunt. How are preparations going? To tell you the truth, Munch, you're the most dependable warrior I have. It's all down to you whether I can bring honor to the Browntail clan and get back at that bitch Ratados. Madam, if I may speak my mind, if you have something to say, say it. Right. As I see it, if you truly wish to impress Matriarch Ratados with such a fine performance that she sees you in a new light, I'm afraid you should set your eyes on more than just the hunt. I'm aware of that, but what else could I do? Ratados always has everything thought out well in advance. It's like she's not giving me any chances. I'll admit, she's a little smarter than me. But I'm not useless either. That's why you have to make sure that you do your job well, no matter what it takes, Munch. You and I will sap some of the stinking bitch's arrogance together. I will show her how amazing I can be. I understand how you feel about the Browntails, madam. But in that case, you should really set your eyes on more than just the hunt. Tell me then, what else could we do? If you trust my judgment, what are you talking about? If I don't trust you, who else can I trust? I appreciate your trust, madam. So please, leave this matter to me. I have a few ideas, but we need to be careful. It's not the right time to jump to conclusions. As for you, madam, to make sure everything goes well, please do not tell Sir Yucatan about this affair. Not even Yucatan? Right, he's always in the way, treating me like a little girl. He even tells on me to Ratados, as if I don't know. I'll leave everything to you, Munch. Don't disappoint me. Of course, please rest assured. When all is said and done, I will make sure you will get your time in the limelight. I mean, that's not a bad thing. They're just helping each other then. The sound of the bell rings from her purest soul. Those who love her cast their heads down to... What? Those who love her cast their heads down to listen, and Karagonder shines her countenance upon all her faithful children. Listen, the bells of the hour have chimed. You are almost late, Sir Enciodes. I beg forgiveness. The path of enlightenment is always a treacherous one. This, too, must be one of Karagonder's trials for the Silver Ashes. You walked all the way from Turicum to Mount Karlan. It must have been an exhausting journey. However, I hope you will find your right paths forward. With your blessing, Great Saintess, the path ahead is shrouded no more. Even as we speak, I am making my way toward Karagonder's teachings. You have a fine way with words, Sir Enciodes. You flatter me. I am profoundly humbled to be welcomed by the Great Saintess herself. With the pomp and circumstances of your entrance, I wouldn't dare to give you the cold shoulder, Sir Enciodes. Where can I find the Great Elder, if I may ask? The Great Elder is preparing for the ceremony. Such is why I'm here to receive you myself. For this holy hunt, I shall follow Karagonder's will and stand alongside you to bring this ceremony to a successful conclusion. You mean you'll personally take part in the hunting grounds? Do you too think my decision is a rash one, Sir Enciodes? Not in the slightest. I'm simply overcome with emotion. Seems you have finally come to realize the gravity of your position as leader of the 3 clans. It's a fortunate thing for Keurig. It's my responsibility. Great Saintess, Sir Enciodes, the holy hunt will begin shortly. Please hurry. It's nearly time. Please come with me, Sir Enciodes. After you, Great Saintess. Sir Enciodes. What is it? Whether your path is right or wrong, Keurig has its own path to follow. No one can decide for all of Karagonder's children. I feel the same way. Our merits are not for others to judge. Now that things have come to this, there is no reason for me to back away. With my actions, I did all that I could, nothing more. Oh, by Karagonder, I, as Saintess, hereby declare, I shall lead Karag's finest warriors to find and lay waste to all of the Shigata hiding in the mountains, so that Karag may have peace. By Karagonder, I, Arknights, as always, will lead my warriors of the House of Palarosh, following the Saintess in her quest to find all Shigata hiding in the mountains, and to bring back the most magnificent prey. By Karagonder, I, Ratatos, as always, will lead my warriors of the House Browntail, following the Saintess in her quest to hunt down all Shigata hiding in the mountains, and to bring back the most exquisite prey. By Karagonder, I, Enciodes, as always, will lead my warriors of the House of Silverash, following the Saintess in her quest to suppress all Shigata hiding in the mountains, and to bring back the most ferocious prey. May our faith reach Karagonder, and may prosperity reach Karag.
May our faith reach Karagonder, and may prosperity reach Karag.
May our faith reach Karagonder, and may prosperity reach Karag. May our faith reach Karagonder, and may prosperity reach Karag. Everyone, please check your equipment. Let the hunt begin.
May my hail of bullets bring you eternal peace.
Okay. That was crazy. So they're going on the great hunt for the Shigata to get rid of them because they've always been against their people and their religion even. And I get Kiara.
Doctor! Shh.
Doctor! Shh.
I came out in secret with Enya. Make sure Encia and the Karlan Trade people don't find out,
Encia.
or things will get messy for her.
So it's Encia, it's not Encia. Nice! I got another character. That's fun. So they're preparing for the hunt. That's cool. The hunt against the Shigata, apparently. And originally I thought they were hunting animals? Or is it just the Shigata? Not sure yet. I guess I'll find out when I start reading more. Is there story to this? I don't know. I'll learn more when I read more. That was BL3, BLST2, and BL4. So 2 battles and 1 story part. That was a lot of fun to read through. Enciodes is... I don't know if Enciodes and Gnosis are working together or not, because Gnosis is doing a bunch of stuff against Enciodes, like Karlan Trade, because he was fired. But then at the same time, it seems like he could also be like working behind the scenes. But then I don't know if he would destroy a whole shipment and like piss off Enciodes like that. Maybe they just end up like brothers by the end of it because they like fought with each other for a little bit. I'm not sure. Enciodes, though, walking from Turicum to Karlan, Mount Karlan, is crazy, and praying the whole way there. That would be so hard to do. And I wonder if Ratados actually told Arknights whether, like obviously she said she knows who did it, but I don't know if she actually said that Gnosis did it or not. Because that would be like a crazy reveal for Arknights, and I'm kind of curious to see what Arknights will say later in, as to whether she actually said the right person or not. Because she could have told the lie and just said that it was someone else. Like, Gnosis said, don't tell anyone, so she tells like a different name to like kind of cover up and pretend like she knew, when, well, she actually knows, but that was a lot of fun.
Doctor, you know how big...
That's cool. I like her little drones. Mecha Cord Caster controls the drone that deals arts damage. When the drone attacks the same enemy, its damage will increase up to 110% of the operator's attack. Cool. That just increases attack. What's her promotion look like? Unrestrained Heart and Deference. Attack plus 5% when there are 2 or more ground tiles within attack range. The effects becomes 11%. Oh, okay. Drone plus 1, attack plus 20%, releases drones to attack enemies, and grants self and drone a 15% chance to inflict cold to enemies for 2.5 seconds. The drone locks onto an enemy until the enemy is defeated, or until the skill is over, then returns to the operator. That's cool. I'm excited for... I'm gonna look into her, see if she's worth leveling up. Tell me in the comments even if you want. I'm curious to see if this is actually a good character to use or not. She's hilarious. I love her in the lore so far of Kerrig. The funniest part, in my opinion, was when she was just letting him destroy the statue of Karagonder and like shave off the face and like reduce the weight in the sides and cut off a little bit of the hair to replace with jewelry. Like, that was so funny in the Lake Silburnahur's one. Ugh. Anyway, that's it for me for tonight. So, if you like this video, like and subscribe. I'd love to have you guys around. I love having you guys around. If you want to join the Discord, we have active members. Come join and talk. It's mainly about Arknights, but talk about anything. If you want to join the Ko-Fi, you get to see the sorry, my throat is all fucked up from reading. If you want to join the Ko-Fi, join. You can just follow, and you can see the thumbnails early before the video posts. Get a little sneak peek into what might happen in the video, and or the next video. And if you decide to support, hey, it's up to you. Other than that, though, you better have a good night, and bye-bye.